We're going to have a look at the area and the circumference of circles. Here is a circle. Now there's a few names we need to know before we look at the formulas. We need to know what the circumference means. The circumference is the outline of our circle. Here we go. This is the circumference. So all the way around the edge of the circle is the circumference. We need to know what the radius is. The radius is a line that goes from the middle of the circle to the edge. That is called the radius. If I double the radius, so it goes all the way across from one side to the other, it's called the diameter. So it's important that you know the difference between the radius and the diameter. Diameter is all the way across and radius is halfway. Okay, so let's have a look at area first. So the area of a circle you find by using the formula pi r squared. That means on your calculator you would press the pi button and then the times button, and then you would type in whatever the radius is and press the squared button. So pi times radius squared. Let's say, for example, that the radius of this circle here is 5. So to find the area of this circle, I would type into my calculator pi times 5 squared. You would press equals and you would get 78.5398 blah blah blah. Okay, that would be the full answer. And the question might ask you to put it to 3 significant figures, for instance. So that would be 78.5, as this 3 does not push up to 5. So 78.5 centimetres squared. If you wanted to know the area of a semicircle, so for example here is a semicircle, sort of, there's our semicircle, you would still find the area of the full circle. So you would imagine that it's a full circle. So let's say it's the same size as this one was up here. So our radius is still 5. So you work it out as if it's a full circle. So you would get your answer of 78.5. And then all you would do is halve your answer. So you would write 78.5 and divide it by 2. And that would give you your area of a semicircle, which would be 39.3 centimetres squared. So that would be the area of a semicircle. Okay, let's look how we would find the circumference of a circle. You need to use the formula circumference equals pi d. This means pi times the diameter. Okay, so using this example we've got here on the left, the circle has a diameter of 7 centimetres. Now, if they gave you the radius, let's say they gave you the radius of this circle, that would be 3.5. You would need to double that first so that you've got the diameter. But it's nice and easy here because they've given you the diameter, so all you need to do is type into your calculator pi times 7. And that would give you 21.9911 ... so on. And to 3 sig figs, which they normally ask, this would be 22.0 centimetres, not centimetres squared, because we're not doing area this time, we're just doing the length of the circumference. Now, let's say again you had to find the length of the perimeter of this semicircle. So it's slightly tricky. You've got to remember one thing here. You're still going to work out the circumference as if it was a full circle. So you would still find out this full answer here, which is 22. And that would be the circumference of the whole circle. We obviously need to halve that. So 22 divided by 2 is 11. So that gives us the length of this curved bit here. But to find the perimeter of this shape, we also need to add on this straight bit here, which is actually our diameter. So we need to add on to our 11 the length of the diameter, which is 7, which would give us 18 centimetres. So be careful when you've got to find the perimeter of a semicircle. Don't forget to add on the straight bits, the diameter or the radius or whatever it might be. Okay, so that's area and circumference of circles.